The smile on my face says it all, really, doesn't it? We just won a Premier League game. 4-0. Oh, thank you, Newcastle, for just capitulating for us. It's just a beautiful sight. We are now in the top 10. Do you know what? I think we're going to win the league. I genuinely just think that's it now. There's no stopping us. I think Liverpool might lose every game from now, and we're just going to climb that table and win the league. Oh, man. Obviously, I'm joking. Please don't take that seriously. This is coming from an Arsenal fan that has somehow... I can't explain it, but somehow not watched a win. Not seen a win in God knows how long. Is that the first one since West Ham away, potentially, in the Premier League? That's a long time ago. Yeah, really, really frustrating. All the draws we've been getting, and obviously losing games a lot as well before Arteta joined. I think we've lost, is that 1 or 2 games we've lost since Arteta joined, and just a ton of draws. But it had to come to an end at some point. We had to get a big win. This isn't just a win, guys. This is a 4-0 slapping, okay? Yes, the first half was poor. 0-0 at the break, and everyone thought, oh, God, not again. Surely not another draw. But Arteta, what has he said at half-time? I need to know, because if I'm having a bad time, I need to ring Arteta and have a chat with him. And clearly he's got words of wisdom that we all could desperately use in our life. Just incredible. You know, we just came out as a completely different team. And I think it really helped when Aubameyang got the opening goal, because we did just let loose then. Without that goal, I don't think we would have scored. And I mean, you know, we've won 4-0, and you could argue that, yeah, we might have scored if Aubameyang didn't score that goal. But the way we were playing and the switch, as soon as that goal hit the back of the net, you could literally hear the sigh of relief of all the fans watching, but most importantly, the players on the pitch. And then it didn't look like Newcastle were going to get back in the game at any point. They hit the post with Saint-Maximin. He's a good player, isn't he? I mean, sometimes he's a bit hit and miss, but I think Newcastle are a very decent side. You know, they've got great players on the pitch. They just can't score, it seems. They're really struggling for goals. I think they've scored more with their defenders than midfielders and attackers combined, which is an incredible stat if you think about it. But I made a few notes. I don't normally do notes on these videos. I normally just wing it and just talk from the heart, which sounds a bit dramatic. But that's what I wanted these videos to always be, just completely unscripted, straight after the game. But there are some notes here for this one, because there's a lot I want to talk about, little individual bits that I need to get into this video. The first thing, Saka. I'm not really going to talk too much about the performance tonight, because he was just incredible again. What more is there to say? But there is something in the background with Saka that needs to be sorted out, and that is his contract. I think we can all see that Saka is going to be a fantastic player. He already is. Playing out of position as well, might I remind you. The guy is 18 years old. He is out of contract at the end of next season, which would mean, of course, he could leave for free. I don't know how much money he's on now. I don't care how much he wants. Give him a new contract. We can't afford to lose players like this. If we seriously want to build, and not just build, rebuild this entire club, we need players like Saka to come through, and it would mean we don't have to blow out 80 odd million on young players in the future that have this great potential. If we can bring our own through and train them, and you can see we've got a lot of great young players at the club, but Saka, for me, he's right up there with Martinelli. We need to be keeping these guys signed on. So, you know, we had the whole trend with Walcott and many other players. Just signed a ting, you know, just please, Saka, this is a great place for you to be. You will grow with us as a club, and we will, mark my words, we will get back into that top 4 picture over the next few seasons, and he will be a massive part of it. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing, but sign him up, Arsenal. Do not let him go. And the other thing about Saka as well, yes, he's getting a lot of praise. And again, people just need to remember he's playing at left back. This is not a position he's grown up playing. He's always played as an attacking player. He's said it in multiple interviews. Just switch it around a second. Just imagine if Tierney was doing what Saka is doing right now. everyone would be saying, wow, Tierney, what a signing. He is arguably one of the best left-backs in the Premier League this season. He's absolutely killing it since he's joined. And because it's Saka, he doesn't seem to get that level of credit. Everyone's saying he's doing well, but Saka is outperforming some of the best left-backs in this league. He's not on Robertson's level, of course. There are other left-backs in the Premier League that are better players. But in terms of form right now, Saka has the most assists for Arsenal this season out of any Arsenal player. Saka, playing at left-back. It's remarkable. And I just think any other player, you know, whether it was Kolasinac or Tierney, we would be saying they are arguably one of the best left-backs this season in a struggling team that haven't even been in the top 10 for weeks, okay? Because it's Saka, he's not getting that high level of praise. And I think we should give it to him. He is quite simply, I would say right now, one of the top 5, maybe even top 3 left-backs in the Premier League based off form. It's ridiculous how well he's playing. And there's no doubt there has to be a dip at some point. He can't keep this level going, right? Surely not. Surely not. Because there are moments where you see the raw... He's obviously very, very inexperienced. And there are moments where you see maybe a poor decision across that is just not very good. But the moments where he ran through 2 defenders, nutmegging one of them, passed it, whipped it across, and Pepe's there to score. And that's also something I want to talk about. And he's playing way above our expectations right now. So you've got to expect some form of dip. And if Tierney, Kolasinac are fit, does he stay in the team or does he play at left wing? And then does Martinelli get dropped for that? Do we want Aubameyang playing on the left? Do we want him up front? There's a lot of competition now, and whilst we're still not where we want to be this season, it's just nice, okay? I like talking about this. Saka is my guy. I love him, and I cannot wait to see him grow at this club. Please sign him up. Let's talk about Aubameyang up front because he scored today, and prior to that goal, he really wasn't getting involved. He was quite literally playing as a left midfielder. He wasn't playing as left wing or left forward. He was on the touchline and actually found himself playing left wing back a lot as well because Saka would often be ahead of him. I mean, it's unbelievable when you think you've got your best player out of position to bring in Nketiah. Nketiah started today. And by the way, he didn't do badly, but you've got to play to your strengths, right? Everyone says this throughout anything in life. Play to your strengths. Do what you're good at. Why are we not putting him up front? It doesn't make sense to me because as soon as he got into a central position, he scored. He got himself direct into the box from the middle. This wasn't a case of him picking up the ball on the left and driving in because that's what we want, really. We want these inverted wingers. That's what Pepe does. And it doesn't make sense to me. If we didn't win this game, that is my top comment because it's ridiculous to me that we have quite possibly the most lethal striker in, well, I don't want to say Arsenal history, but certainly in over the last 10 years or so. I'm talking since Thierry Henry. We've got a player like that and we're throwing him out on the wing. It just seems such a waste. And everyone at halftime was saying the same thing. We need to get him up front. And quickly, I want to mention Lacazette, who hadn't scored in 9 games, has come on today for his 10th game, and he has scored the flukiest goal I've ever seen. It's actually come off both his feet, which is unbelievable. But he got his goal and an assist as well. So it was great to see Lacazette coming on and doing well. Also, Ceballos. See, I told you I've got a lot of things to talk about in this one. That's what happens after a break. There's so many things to talk about. But Ceballos started his first game in a long time, and he was awesome. Really, really impressed with Ceballos. He is orchestrating everything behind Mesut in midfield. And actually, that gave Mesut a little bit more freedom, maybe to get in a position to then get an assist or get a pass in. It worked. It really worked. The downside is then we can't have Torreira or we can't maybe have Guendouzi. Ceballos gives us a problem, but it's a healthy problem. As I was saying with Saka, does he go up to left wing when Tierney's back? It's good to have these problems. I think that Ceballos is definitely a luxury player that maybe fits in at home in a game like today. But my God, if we're going up against, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, the teams that are going to cause us problems, Torreira certainly, I think, should be getting the nod ahead of him. I don't know. It's tough. We didn't really get a chance to see Ceballos defensively so much today because Newcastle weren't really attacking too much. But definitely worth a mention. Ceballos was really, really good tonight. But now, let's talk about the man that a lot of people have loved to hate if you're not an Arsenal fan this season. And that, of course, is Pepe, the 72 million flop. £72 million flop, I should say. Now, Pepe is, and I've underlined this comment, he is a confidence player. We've had these players throughout the history of Arsenal Football Club, as far as I can remember. There's always been a couple of players at the club that just need confidence. Otherwise, they just disappear. And that is exactly what Pepe is. If he's confident, you know, if he gets a goal or an assist, his confidence goes up. And then you see him. He's there. He does this celebration for a reason, right? When he's doing that, it means look out for me because now I've got confidence. He's come in today and he's done so well. He was dropped recently. He's come back in, 2 assists and a goal, and arguably his best performance in an Arsenal shirt. I don't know. There's only been a few where maybe you could say, you know, his 2 free kicks in the Europa League. That was a very good goal, very good game for him as well. But he was just alive. And the freedom that he gives Bellerin as well to go forward in behind because he loves to cut in. It screams Iron Robin. I'm not saying he's ever going to be as good as Iron Robin, but he's got a very similar style. You know, he wants to run and dribble past players, but most importantly, he wants to get in on that left foot. And that gives Bellerin a chance to bomb forwards. I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed Pepe's performance tonight. And he will be so relieved because that's what he needs. A player like him needs form, needs confidence to really shine. And when you've come into a club for £72 million, it's just not easy to perform at that high level that everyone expects week in, week out. This is his first season. I've said it multiple times. We have to be patient with him. He might not have a good game in 3 or 4 matches now, but then he'll have another good game. And it's just going to take a bit of time. I don't think he's going to be really solid and consistent until at least next season after he's had a year. You know, it does take time. Some players don't seem to have an issue. Look at Aubameyang, for example. He's come in a January transfer window and he hit the ground running. But some players just don't have that. And I think Pepe is one of them. But it was great to see him thriving, you know, once he had a bit of confidence. I'm just so pleased, guys, because, you know, I've been waiting for this match forever. You know, when can I watch Arsenal again? It feels just, it goes on forever when they're not playing. And I've been somewhat dreading it as well because there was no end to this run of draws and just not getting the luck we need and winning games. And it just didn't feel right at half-time. I just thought this is going to be another draw or a loss. And I'm just so happy. I'm so relieved because it's not just a 1-0. Yeah, we did all right. We go again. It was a 4-0. A deserved 4-0 as well. We really did hammer them, especially in the final 20 minutes or so. And it's just what we needed. We've now had a lovely long break in Dubai. All the players, you know, getting to know each other even more and gelling and having some time together. We've made a couple of signings in the January transfer window on loan as well, which is great to see. They will come in and reinforce the squad. And we've come back and won a game. That's all you can ask for, you know. The next game is on, well, the next Premier League game at least is on Sunday. Is it Everton? I'm actually in Sweden on Sunday, so it potentially could be the first game I miss in 3 years, but I'm going to take my laptop. I'm going to try and make sure I can watch the game if possible and do a review, so I will hopefully be there for that. We're playing on Thursday, right? Let me double check before I forget. So let's go to Arsenal fixtures. So we've got Olympiacos on Thursday, yeah, and then it's Everton on Sunday. So I'm not saying that I won't do a video for that because I might still be able to. It depends what I'm doing in Sweden. But yeah, that's just a little thing I wanted to point out. And I'm just so relieved that I can go to bed tonight knowing that Arsenal got 3 points. And we're in the top 10. My God, we're in the top 10. Astonishing. 4-0. Well done, lads. Commiserations to Newcastle, who just happened to be the team that got battered. We needed it, and they are the team that suffered it for us. But thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please do drop a like rating, and I will see you next time.